Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be showing you guys how to set up the A-rig. Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'll be showing you guys how to set up the umbrella rig. I have the Divine 6th Sense umbrella rig here. So I'm going to break this out of the box and we'll get going. Alright, here it is out of the box. The Divine umbrella rig comes in with a built-in swivel there, just to prevent any kind of line twist, which is great. So I got the 5.5 inch wire umbrella rig. This has the 4 blades on it as well. So first up, when you get your umbrella rig, you're going to want to bend out the wires. You should be able to tell based off the bait, the way the wires come out of the head, which 2 wires will be the top 2, which ones will be the bottom 2, and then you can obviously tell this is the middle one. It's coming out straight and it is slightly farther back than the others. So I'm going to start bending these wires really quick. I'm going to start with the top 2, and then when you're bending these, make sure you don't bend directly out of the head, or you'll significantly decrease the strength of the wire, and that bait won't last nearly as long, and your wires will snap, which obviously you don't want. You don't want to waste any of your money on these rigs. So I just put my thumb on there, probably about 1/2 inch down from the head, and I use my other hand to bend the wire against my thumb. So for the top 2 wires, you're going to want to do up and out. That. Do the same thing with the other one. Up and out. Alright, so those 2 are set up, and then the rest are still straight. And then I'll go down to the bottom 2 wires. We'll do the exact same thing. Make sure you're not bending straight out of the head. And these you will be bending down and out. Alright. Not too bad there. Can fix it up later. But it's pretty symmetrical. Top 2 wires up and out, bottom 2 wires down and out, and then that middle wire straight down the middle. Again, I did not bend directly at the head because I did not want to damage and weaken the wire there. Alright, so after you get your arms all bent, you can start getting it all rigged up with your baits. First, you have to make sure you look up your state regulations for how many hooks you can have. So I'm up north in Rhode Island, so I can only have 3 hooks. So we'll have to put a couple dummy baits on here. All 5 of these wires come with a swivel and clip on it. So I will take a couple of these off. I'm going to take off the top 2 clips, and I'll put my dummy baits on here. To do that, I will be using the VMC spring keeper to put my dummy baits on. So let me just take these off really quick. Alright, that's the first one. Alright, I've got those 2 off the top. Now I'm going to put my springs on. Alright, this one. I got the springs on those two baits now, those two wires. So I'm going to put my dummy baits on. Typically you'll have your dummy baits be a little bit smaller than the rest of your hooked baits. So I'm going to use the Divine swim bait for this. I'm going to use only the 2.7 inch green pumpkin color for my dummy baits. I would typically use a little bit bigger swim bait, but since this is their downsized rig, I'm going to downsize my baits as well. So we're just going to screw these on. Alright, just like that. Make sure your baits are straight. They look pretty good. Alright, now we can start getting our hooked baits on. So the hook I'm going to be using, designed specifically from 6th Sense, is their Divine umbrella rig jig head. Put that around for you. There you go. I got the 1/8 ounce jig head. So that is it right there. Again, this is designed specifically for their umbrella rig. So I'm going to use these for my hook baits. I actually already had a couple pre-rigged and a slightly bigger bait. Again, it is the Divine swim bait. This is the 3.2 inch bluegill dust instead of the 2.7 inch. So again, just a little bit bigger. And you can just put these on your little clips there. Alright, so those are the 4 so far. Those are the back 2. We just have the middle wire, which sticks out much farther than the other wires. It's up to you if you want to put the same size bait as you did on your other 2 hooked ones, or you can do a little bit of a bigger bait. I'll typically upsize that bait as well. So what I'm going to use is the 3.8 inch bluegill fire. Again, I'll put that on the same exact jig head. So I'll clip another one on here. Okay, let's put the bait on. Alright, looks nice and good there. So that is all 5 baits on your A-rig. So if you guys need to target deeper water, just to add some extra weight to it to get it to sink faster, make sure you add it to your middle bait. That way this thing will actually cast a lot easier and farther with it in the middle. Also, it'll sink a lot better. And then if you had the extra weight on your outside arm, not only is this thing going to be unstable and roll over a lot more in the water, but when you cast and your arms flex in, your baits are a lot more likely to get all tangled up there, all fouled up your arms. So we don't want that. So make sure you add it to the middle. And then typically I'll always start off with the bladed A-rig. But if I'm not getting any bites on this, or I'm fishing ultra clear water, sometimes you'll have to move over to the non-bladed rig, and you'll get an extra couple bites that way. So make sure you try that out as well. Overall, the umbrella rig is an incredible bait to be using in the wintertime. So make sure you give it a shot. It'll help you catch a lot of giants. There's also a lot more baits coming out now to make it a lot easier. You don't have to have as big of a rod. This is already their smaller version, but Tactical Bassin already has multiple versions as well. their regular 6.5-inch wire, their mini rig, which is similar to this one. You can cast this on just even a bigger medium heavy rod, somewhere in the mid 7-foot range. But I know Tactical Bassin a couple weeks ago just released their micro A rig, which is even smaller than their mini one, and you can cast that on very light tackle. It's basically a cast center spinnerbait or a chatterbait. So I'm going to try to get one of those just to see how that is. But it also is going to help you get some more bites when the fishing's tough. So again, definitely worth giving the A rig a shot this winter. Catch you some big fish. So make sure to give it a shot. All right, guys, that is it, and I will see you guys in the next one.